Have you ever wondered how hundreds of tons of timber get harvested every single day, deep in the forests of Oregon, Washington, or upstate New York? This isn't just chainsaws and muscle anymore. This is high-tech, high-stakes, and sometimes downright unbelievable. Welcome to the modern world of forest machines, where million-dollar monsters roam the woods, slicing, grabbing, and processing trees like they're matchsticks. Today, we're diving into the cutting-edge machines that are transforming the logging industry. From harvesters that fell a tree in 5 seconds flat, to forwarders that silently snake through terrain no pickup could handle. And trust me, whether you're a machinery geek, nature lover, or just here for some wild American engineering, you're going to want to see this. Let's kick things off with the beast that does it all, the harvester. Mounted on a 6- or 8-wheeled chassis, this machine grips, fells, delimbs, and cuts logs to precise lengths, all without the operator ever leaving the cabin. It uses a combination of hydraulic arms, steel claws, and computerized sensors to make every movement count. And it does it fast. Really fast. You sit inside a reinforced cab with touchscreen controls and 3 60-degree cameras, basically a spaceship for the woods. But here's the thing. It's not just brute force. These machines are smart, GPS-guided terrain mapping, and even connected to the cloud. Operators know exactly which trees to take and which to leave, maximizing efficiency and sustainability. And when the trees are down, that's when the forwarder rolls in. Think of it as the forest's delivery truck, only with 8 giant wheels, a hydraulic arm, and a roll cage. It picks up the processed logs and carries them out with minimal ground disturbance, something critical in states with strict forestry regulations like California and Vermont. These machines can carry up to 20 tons of logs in one go, and thanks to balanced suspension and low-pressure tires, they leave barely a trace. Now, in the steep mountain terrain of Montana or the swampy lowlands of Louisiana, you'll find something even more specialized. Tracked harvesters and swamp skidders, built to go where no wheeled vehicle could dream. These rigs are often custom-built for the region, with wide tracks to avoid sinking and reinforced frames to handle tough inclines. And yes, they look absolutely insane in action. Ever heard of a feller buncher? It's basically a robotic arm on steroids. It clamps, cuts, and stacks trees in perfect piles, all in one smooth motion. And here's the kicker. One skilled operator with a feller buncher can do the job of 10 men with chainsaws and do it safer, faster, and more accurately. Let's not forget about processors, the machines that turn a whole tree into clean logs ready for transport. With spinning heads, automated measuring systems, and blade-sharp precision, they can handle hundreds of trees a day. And all this happens in some of the most remote, wild, and beautiful places in America. Forests in the Pacific Northwest, the Great Lakes region, and even parts of Appalachia are all hotspots for these machines. And the technology is only getting better. Drones now assist with mapping. Satellite imagery tracks forest health. Autonomous machines are being tested right now that could one day log without a single human on site. But with all this innovation, there's one thing that remains unchanged. Logging is dangerous. Despite automation, loggers face some of the highest fatality rates in the US. That's why machine safety, operator training, and strict protocols are absolutely critical. Still, for those who do it, there's a pride in the work, in the machines, in the forests. Because behind every polished wood floor, every backyard deck, every pencil, there's a crew out there deep in the woods, making it happen. So next time you see a log truck barreling down the highway, take a second to think. That timber might have come from a hillside in Washington, harvested by $1 million robot, guided by satellite, and loaded by a guy who's been doing this since he was 18. Pretty wild, huh? Let's talk maintenance. Because keeping these machines running isn't just about fueling up and turning a key. Logging gear takes a serious beating. Mud, snow, rocks, branches, everything wants to tear these rigs apart. So crews spend hours sharpening blades, replacing hoses, cleaning sensors, and checking hydraulic pressure. And downtime? It's expensive. A broken harvester can cost a company thousands per hour in lost productivity. That's why many logging outfits run on tight schedules, sometimes working 2 or even 3 shifts a day, especially in short logging seasons like in northern Minnesota or Alaska, where frozen ground limits operations to just a few months a year. Now imagine operating in those sub-zero temperatures. Operators climb into cabs before sunrise, heaters blasting, hydraulic fluids warmed. One mistake in the cold, a snapped line, a frozen cylinder, and the whole site grinds to a halt. And what about environmental impact? Modern forestry isn't the clear-cut free-for-all it once was. In fact, most states follow sustainable logging practices, where selective cutting, wildlife protection, and replanting are mandatory. Machines like forwarders help with that, minimizing soil disturbance and preserving undergrowth. In places like Maine and Oregon, state foresters monitor harvesting operations in real time, using GPS logs and aerial scans to enforce regulations. That's why American logging today is cleaner, smarter, and far more precise than ever before. Oh, and if you're wondering about fire safety, yep, that's part of it too. Clearing deadwood, thinning overly dense forest stands. Those machines you've seen might just be preventing the next wildfire. Logging can literally help save forests when done right. And what about the future of logging? Well, it's already here. Companies in the Pacific Northwest are now testing autonomous logging bots, self-driving carriers that follow harvesters automatically and relay logs to drop zones without human input. Some harvesters are now fully electric, running silently and cleanly, reducing noise pollution and emissions in sensitive areas. Investors are pouring money into smart forestry startups, building AI tools that predict optimal harvest times, track wildlife impact, and simulate decades of forest growth in seconds. But no matter how advanced the tech gets, there will always be a place for skilled hands, sharp eyes, and old-school logging wisdom. Ask any veteran logger in the Carolinas or the Rockies, and they'll tell you, the machines are amazing, but it's the people who make them matter. And yeah, sometimes those people have stories, like the time a skidder sank in a bog and had to be pulled out with 3 machines, or when a black bear climbed into a forwarder cab for warmth and refused to leave. It's a wild world out there, but it's one that runs on sweat, steel, and some of the most impressive machines ever built. If you enjoyed this deep dive into modern logging machines, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell. We've got more insane tech, wild machines, and behind-the-scenes action coming your way. Until next time, stay sharp, stay safe, and stay curious.